All right, Arthur, thank you for stopping by. I set it up, just so you guys know, I set it up that I'm going live. And then I go around and I try and figure out what I'm going to do. This pour is inspired by somebody that was has a really hard name to say. I believe it's Tiktus. He is definitely from Germany. At the end of his video is written in German and English. But he took a cup and punched holes in it, a little Dixie cup, and punched holes in it. And then he glued a bottle cap on the bottom. Well, I do these small tiles, and it's like, well, how can I do a Dixie cup? Believe it or not, it took me about a half an hour to get those holes in the bottom of it. I put a little paint and a wooden block on there, and I kind of tried to simulate what he did. Guys, I am not in any way an artist like this guy is. This guy's an amazing, I really like his work. I spent a lot of time watching it lately. I stumbled onto him. You know how the YouTube algorithm is. So basically, he just pours paint into the cup. It runs out of the holes and along the tile. Eventually, when he feels he's got enough paint, he starts to stretch it. I'm using paint that I had from other pours laying around. Some of it I mixed. Some of it hasn't been mixed. Some of it I need to make sure. I got these little spoons. These little spoons were the best thing I bought at Dollar Tree, because when I'm done, I drop them in a cup of soapy water. I'm not going to show you the soapy water, but I have a little plastic cup of soapy water. I drop them in there, and then I rinse them off, wash them off, rinse them off, dry them off, and they're like new again, which is really helpful. I got my gloss flood medium in case I need it, in case any of this paint is a little thick. But I'm gonna use I'm gonna call them Easter colors. There's some kind of purple, some kind of teal, some kind of yellow, and a bright pink. I don't know. And I don't know how this is going to work. So that's why I'm doing it live, because eventually I'll chop this stuff up and you'll be able to see it. But here goes nothing. I'm going to pour. Maybe I should have two of them ready. Maybe I should have my colors ready. Just make sure they're mixed up and ready. I hear a big diesel truck out there. Now I am going to put some white in these colors. I'll probably do one color, then drop a couple drops of white. And these paints aren't that old, so they should be okay. But let's just have them ready. I don't have a lot of space to work. Again, I am in an RV, so that kind of makes it difficult. But I'm okay with that. But we're going to see what happens. Now, I did not pour silicone in my paints. I've contemplated putting silicone in, but I really didn't want to waste it. But you know what? Let's put silicone in. I don't know what it does, but let's see. Ain't nobody watching anyway, so we'll put one, two. We can just put a little in here. How's that? Like that. If you notice, this tile is black. It's been painted on. I don't like the way it came out. So that means it gets a fresh paint job. If you don't like how something turns out, you just paint it again. It's a nice part of this. I guess I should clean this up afterwards and just get on with the pour, because that's what everybody wants to see. There's this teal color. And I think I'm only going to run through the colors once. It's a small tile. So I think I'm only going to run through the colors once. I really don't know what the silicone's going to do. So this is really an experiment here. We'll see. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Hello, Arthur. How are you? Welcome back. I keep changing my mind. I was like, no silicone, silicone, and silicone, and no silicone. The guy that inspired this pour today was very interesting to watch because he doesn't talk. It's just music. So I really like those videos, but I need to open this other white up. I wonder if I should mix the whites together. Nah, we'll just use one and then jump right into the other one. So I'm going to put a little silicone in each of my colors. I am not going to put it in the white. I don't get cells. I'm putting 4 drops in. It's probably too much. We'll see. I'm not real smart here, guys. I'm just playing. The best part of it is I get to play, and for me, I find it very enjoyable. So what he did was he started with white, and he just poured it in the cup. So let's see what happens when I pour it in the cup. It should come out the holes. Yeah, it's starting to drip out. I hope you guys can see that. I know not to use yellow on white. I know if you use yellow as the first outer ring color, it becomes very dark. So now I want to drop in 1 spoonful of this Easter purple. I'm going to try and drop it right in the middle of the cup. So it kind of forms a ring. Either my holes are too small because it's not dripping very fast, or my paint is too thick. I don't think it's my paint. I need to push this tile down a little bit. I did put a little bit of Play-Doh underneath so that I can level the tile. It may be my holes because it looks like it stopped running. And I know this paint runs. So we may quickly find that we're going to do a flip pour, which means I'll flip the cup over on it. We'll make this work. I was trying to experiment, and this is what happens when you experiment. We'll drop another one. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, we get a little action in here. If not, I'll chalk it up to science. What effect does the silicone have? Well, from what I've seen in everybody's videos, it creates cells. I don't know that I'm going to get any cells. I don't know that I'm going to get anything at this point because, oh, we got our first drop of purple. I don't know if you can see that right here, but we got our first drop of purple. Where are we at? Pink. I kind of like the effect of the drop. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. I may have put too much white in the start. And we'll just have to sit here and watch and see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen here, guys. I like the ring effect. I know you can't see it. It almost looks like you put a fingerprint in it. I'm going to move this cup so it drips more in the center. Right now, we're just going to let it drip and see what happens. It is dripping, guys. Just so you know, it's slow. I don't think this will work very well on a small tile. I just seen a drip of yellow. I don't know how the hell we got yellow all the way down there already. What if I put... I also think weight has something to do with the holes. We'll see. That's why I keep using these tiles over and over again. I want to see what effect it has. There comes a drop of pink. This cup is definitely heavy on that side. Listen, it has an amazing effect. I don't know how to get the tile down, get it so you can see the tile. I definitely don't want to pick up this tile. And I don't want the whole thing to be white, so I don't want to put any more paint in it. I'm just going to let it drip. It is dripping very slow, which means my holes are too small. The paint's running fine. If the paint consistency looks fine, I'm starting to see more pink. I think my first mistake was how much white I put on the bottom. Not really sure what's going to happen here, guys. This is pretty interesting for me. And, listen, if you're not enjoying it, that's fine. I understand. It's like watching paint dry to some people. I'm trying to see what happens. I could see a little bit of yellow coming out now in this pink right here. This one did very well. He also uses plastic cups like this with a drill. I plugged in my Dremel this morning to see if I could drill holes in this and have it work a little better. I want to see some turquoise is what I want to see. I really would like to see some of that turquoise. Maybe if we put a little more turquoise in. Guys, at this point, it really doesn't matter because if I'm not happy with it, I can just scrape it. I really think my first mistake was how much white I put in. I put way too much white. I should have made it a much smaller white, and I think I should have just dropped color. I'm almost ready to give up on it, except for it's making some really cool patterns. I'd like to get some turquoise in there. I don't know if I'm going to. Hey, Greg, how are you? Your thing yesterday kind of... Yeah, the colander, the problem with the colander, Arthur, is this is a 4x4 square, so I'd have to use a bigger pouring surface, and I just... In RV, I'm struggling as it is, man. He's done some. I really there's a few pours that I want to try of his today. I don't know if I'll record them all. The problem is if I don't record it and it was good, there's no way to duplicate it. So I see some real pink coming out now. That's definitely the mistake I made. Was there is definitely too much white in this cup. I wonder if I also think my holes are not very well. I think my holes are a problem. I never got turquoise coming out. All my holes are kind of closing up on me. There's not much I can do to fix the holes. I kind of just got to let them drip when they drip. Maybe if I tap a little, they'll come out a little better. I don't have quite enough paint on here to cover the tile. I can see that. I do know how to make it so that I can stretch this thing. I just don't know that it's worth stretching. I wish I knew. I'm wondering if I... It's definitely, I don't have enough big enough holes. So let's see what we can make of this. Now as he picks it up, he spins his cup. And I got some really beautiful colors. And I'm just going to let it sit for a second. I don't know if you can see the colors I got in it. The colors I got in this one are freaking awesome. So what they do is they move it around a little, and then they set it back down. And the reason they set it down is to give the paint a chance to level out. One of the things I didn't do, I hope you can see that. Lori, did you see this? Look at this, the way this turned out. Now, I have a feeling if I hit this with a torch, which I don't have, but I will be getting today.
Looks like a CMM.
It looks like a CMM. I didn't quite understand what my wife said, but
you know that seaweed stuff?
It's a seaweed type looking thing. I hope you can see that. I mean, it is really nice. And then what they do is they pour some paint like this. And what this does is, the reason they pour this paint like this is it helps stretch it. Now look, now I got this cup sitting. Look at all the colors coming out. I almost want to put some of the turquoise in the middle and see what happens when I stretch it. But I got such a nice design going here, guys, that I really don't. I mean, this is probably the nicest one I've done so far. You know what I'm going to do? Maybe I'll do this because I really want some turquoise in here. And this is all going to get stretched off anyway. So let me see if I can get a little turquoise. color in here. The nice part is the paint's not running real fast here, guys. Yeah, I feel like I'll get better at it. I also feel like that eventually I'll learn. I really want to try and wear gloves when I'm doing this. I got these big, ugly, freaking food server, baseball, one size fits all things that are the ones that kind of formed on my hands were a pain. But at the end of the day, it gets pretty freaking messy. So, listen, I'm only recording this because I see so many videos do so well on YouTube that if I'm sitting here anyway, I might as well have some friends. Now, this paint is still dripping here, guys. I want to show you what I'm going to do with that drip. Need to leave it alone is what I need to do. So we're going to pick this up and try and stretch it this way a little. And then we're going to come back this way. I don't want to stretch this too fast because I got some beautiful colors in there, guys. And yes, I'm going to lose the turquoise, but look at the designs in that. I'm proud of this one. I'm very proud of this one. I may not be real happy that I put all that turquoise on there, but let's see what happens when I run it down this way. And which way do we need to go now? We need to bring it back to the center a little. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get this part of it here. I'm trying to get it closer to the middle. And I go to take these gloves off as soon as I set it down. And it's really not the right thing to do. I really wish I had a torch right now, guys, because I have a strange feeling this would pop off a lot of cells. I may have to add a little more paint. It's not flowing very well. All right, I think I got enough now that I can stretch what I need to stretch. We'll see. We'll go this way. Of course, I wanted the turquoise on there. Now that I got it, I'm trying to run it off. I'm really liking this piece, guys. I'm trying to stretch that turquoise off right now so it goes off to the side. There you have it. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. except for again, I got turquoise. I wanted turquoise because I was looking for that color, and I got the sun. All right. I don't know if you can see the sun in this. Right here, looks like the sun. It is really, Laura, you need to take a second, come see this. That is probably one of the nicest ones I've done so far. It definitely is.
See a flower.
The most fun I've had. I need to spin this tray around. Sorry, guys, because I need to clean this up. Can you throw those out for me, baby? They're the paint's on the inside. I don't know if there's enough paint here to do what I wanted. We're going to try. I had Disney pins that everybody asked me what I was going to do with. That's what I'm doing with them. I'm dipping them in the extra. And then I'm going to let them dry and see what happens. I need to clean this up, so I need... I'm just cleaning up the edges now. Hopefully I can get the camera in for a close-up for you. You have to clean up your corners and your edges. But that is probably, so far, the one I enjoyed the most. I got to move this pin, otherwise it's all the paint's going to run off of it. Check out the pin. That is definitely the most fun I've had so far. I really liked working with those colors. All right, you have a great day, Arthur. I hope everything's okay. Yeah, the colors are starting to come out more. Wow, what a piece, guys. That is probably one of the nicest pieces, and this thing just burst. If I had a torch, I think this piece would just pop right off the paper.
Yeah, I guess we're buying today.
We are going to go buy a torch, but I could see cells forming. If I hit this with a torch, that silicone will pop a lot of spots out of this. This looks like a bubble, but it's not. I'm going to try and get you guys in closer so you can see it. I'm not real good with the camera yet, but man, look at those colors in that. That's probably one of the nicest pieces I've done so far.
Don't worry, I won't put a fish in it.
My wife will touch it at some point. Anything. The art is going amazing. Look at this piece, Wyatt. I just created this. Using a technique I seen another YouTuber doing. I'm not good. Understand, I'm holding the camera upside down, trying to do this. That was a lot of fun. I actually was able to dip a Disney pin. I got another one here. And I actually think I have enough left that I'm going to do it again right here. And, whoops. I don't know if I like it.
Give it time.
Well, we'll just let it dry. We'll put it over here and let it dry.
Get your box set up.
So,
oh, I thought you were talking about the thing.
Now, that's it. I mean, that's it. Hi, Lori. Buffalo. Greg's yelling Buffalo. That's where she's headed. She does want to go play, and I have no problems with her playing Buffalo.
Sun and Moon's good too.
She likes Sun and Moon too.
Get 5 symbols. It's 50 spins.
Now, for me to do another one, I'm just going to stay live. And if you guys don't want to stay, that's fine. You can come and go as you want. I really am going to use this footage to chop out the sections where I just did the pour and make a shorter video so that you're only watching the pour and not me doing all the gabbing. What is that? What kind of fruit is that?
It's a potato one, obviously.
We're not using that. A worm lived in that. I'm trying. I got to try and move this one, guys. If I'm going to do another one, I am going to use the same colors. I'll have to mix some white. The next one I want to do is he filled a cup like this. He flipped it over, and he punched air holes in it, and the cup lifted a little bit, and the paint ran out. It was pretty cool. Or do I want to do this again? This was really cool. Maybe I want to try and recreate something like this. I definitely didn't have. I thought I had way too much white. I don't know if you guys remember me in the start of this saying, "Oh, there's way too much white. There's too much white. There's too much white." I could tell you one thing. There's definitely not too much white in this. This one will not get painted over. This one is definitely one I'm keeping. So it is beautiful, and as it sits, I don't know if you can see all the color popping out of this thing. I have a good camera, but man, I don't think it's doing this justice. Okay. All right. Hopefully, my edges all stay clean. I'll show you this tile since I'm not like some starving artist famous guy on YouTube. This is the one I did yesterday. Notice how it has a fish swimming in the water now. Can you see the fish? That is my wife's fingerprint.
But then I tried to stretch it out.
Then she tried to fix it, and it turned out to be a fish in my tile. So it turned out pretty cool. I'm probably going to try liquid glass on this and turn it into a coaster because of my wife's fingerprint. I want to keep this. I'm going to put it on my desk for my coffee cup. But I had to show you that. That was a lot of fun, but putting the holes in the cup was a little difficult. I want to see if I can drill holes in a cup. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to get my Dremel out. And please don't feel that you have to stay. I'm not going to be offended if you come and go and pop in and out. I'm really not overly concerned about it. I got some diamond tips. Okay. The battery is not charged, so that's not going to work. So next plan is we'll charge the battery up. All right. I'll just leave the battery charging. I don't think I'm going to be able to pop holes in the bottom of a plastic cup. What do I have that'll pop holes? All right. Maybe I can do it the same way I did the paper cup. What I did was I poked the razor through like so. I took my Halloween carving tool. I don't know if that's going to work, guys. All right, let's try a different pour then. Here we go. I need to do some more white. I'm low on white, so give me a second. Mix up some white real quick. Only takes a half a second to mix this stuff up. And we'll try his other pour that I've seen him do. And that'll be the end of today because I really don't have a lot of drying space over there. Now, he used a lot of dark colors when he did this pour. I've become a chicken with the dark colors. I'm trying to get the hang of the light colors and then work with the dark colors later. It's just how I am. Don't hate me. Don't hate me for it, guys. So
don't hate the play.
Yeah, don't hate the play. I hate the game. So you got to give me a minute. I'm mixing this paint up. This should be interesting. I know that I have to fill the cup with paint. I don't think I'm going to fill the cup with paint, though. It's an awful big cup. And I really don't have anything smaller. I mean, this may be a little smaller. We'll try it, see what happens. So, basically, what he did was he took a tile
How'd you get the lines on the top?
It don't.
I'm not touching it.
It's how it came. It's just how it worked, babe. I don't know. Trying to protect the good tile. So what he did was he worked on top of his surface. So only to make it easier for you guys to see, I'm going to do that. But what he did was he took some white. Actually, he took black and he put it on the bottom like this. Now, he used a bunch of colors. I'm not going to use a bunch of colors because of the amount of space that I'm trying to cover. I'm not going to use a whole bunch of colors. Be honest with you, I'm looking to see what this does more than how it, what colors it is. I'm more looking for the effect of this. And he just started adding paint, man, like this. And he once in a while drop in. This is going to be our base color. And then he put some of this in. And we'll try some pink. I'm trying to make it so it's not too overbearing, but we'll see. We'll put some of this yellow in. Whoops. Nice part is you drip it on there and it don't matter. It's going to get covered up or run. It'll do something. It'll become part of the painting. Yeah, that's fine. I'm around, Greg. And listen, you're not hurting my feelings at all. But what he did was really cool. So, I just don't have the right cups. The problem is I don't want too much paint in here because then when I pull the cup, it goes everywhere. So basically, I hope I remember this right. Basically, you want like this. He put down a coat, a base coat. His was black. We're going to see what happens. Now, what happens is this, if you when you flip this, if you use a flip cup, if you put a cup on and you flip it over, it creates a suction and you actually have to pull the cup off the tile. Now, what he was doing was he used the suction to his advantage because when he popped the air holes in it, the cup lifted up a little and the paint came out from inside the cup, which is what I am hoping to recreate. There's no promises. The one thing I like about video is if I don't like it, I can cut it out. So unless you're live, you don't get to laugh at me too much, which I'm okay with. The other thing is doing it on camera, you get to see what you're missing. You know, see, I could see that this has plenty of paint. I can just go like this. And I just don't have to be perfect until the end. So here we go. We're going to try. And what I want to do is flip this cup onto here. I have my razor knife. He used a push pin. And I'm going to put a hole in this. And hopefully this cup lifts up enough that the paint flows out from in the cup and creates a pattern. I'm going to use a steel spatula. He used a plastic thing to slide and flip the cup. So he basically put it right on the edge. I don't know if you can see that. It's right on the edge. I can feel it. And he flipped the cup over like this. He then slid the cup onto his medium like that. And he waited a full minute. Now, see, I didn't slide mine well. It may be because I have a paper cup. But he waited. And then I can feel the suction on it. What he did was he went like this. I hope this works. And as you can see, the paint starts to flow. I have this that can... No, it didn't come out this side. I can feel the paint lifting. I don't want to make it a flip cup, but it almost is becoming a flip cup. Well, I didn't get the effect that I was looking for, guys. It kind of didn't flow like his did. I'm not sure what I did wrong. Maybe I'll watch the video again and see. Huh? Oh yeah, somebody, I don't know who it is, but somebody on YouTube uses dog training pads to cover their table with for the runoff. I kind of like the design of this. I'm thinking maybe I should blow it a little and then stretch it. Let's see what happens. Again, if I'm not happy with the results, I can just scrape this tile off and start over. Now, the one thing I learned about blowing on stuff is that you kind of have to let the paint settle back. We did this yesterday. We had the flame look. I'm not sure I like it. I do like the colors this time. I really wasn't looking to turn this into a blown piece of art. What I may do is now stretch it so it doesn't look blown. I really like the color combinations. I don't know if you can see the eye right here. It looks like there's a little bird or something. It's really not. It's my vivid imagination running away. I am going to add some white on the corners to help with the stretching. I really want to stretch this out so it doesn't look blown. I don't know. I already have something like this, so I'm not looking to do another one like this yet. And there's nobody watching right now, so I'm cool with that. So I can play. Oh, somebody's back. Might be my. I'm not really sure. I know I need to be better set up, but I'm not. My flight simulator gets here today, guys. So if you're friends of mine, be ready. We're going to have live flight simulation later. I'm going to see how bad I can crash things live on camera. Oops. Directions. Directions are for ladies. I don't read directions. I'm stretching down to this corner here. All right. Now I'm liking the effect I'm getting here. I'm going to stretch on that corner. I'm going to set it down for a second. I really like this a lot. Look at this, babe. You think you got psychedelic? I don't know if that was good or bad.
I kind of liked it before you stretched it.
My wife said she liked it before I stretched it. I don't know. Somebody will have to give me their opinion. I'm sorry. There's somebody in here. Let me set this down so you can take a look. I kind of like it. There's a lot of colors going on. I don't know that. Listen, it started with nothing. I started with nothing, and I got this. I see a rocket ship right there. I know. I see goofy stuff. That's kind of why I like doing this. I like the abstractness of it. I think again, if I had a torch and I was able to hit this with a freaking torch, I think this would have lit, really exposed a lot more cells. I don't know that I'm going to like the cell art. It is something that I need to look at. I know some people like it, some people don't. For me, I'm just looking to have some fun, which is what I did today. We do have 2 new tiles. Guys, I think I'm going to put this stuff up for sale on eBay. I'm not going to be asking a lot of money. I may give some of it away. I have paper coasters coming tomorrow so that I can work on it on paper to keep the shipping down. I'm not looking to do this for profit. I'm really not. But what the hell do I do with it all is my problem. Unless I keep painting over and over the same tiles, which I also could do. I am fixing my corners. Whoops. That one was sitting, that corner was sitting on my, sitting on the parchment paper. And oh, look at this. I drug. Don't look, baby. I got paint all over my desk. I drug this through my flipper. So this started out as a sealed cup going down. It quickly became, whoops, damn it. This is the problem with no space. All right, we can use this. The one thing I learned from everybody is if something happens, fix it. Nobody will know the difference. The one thing I am learning is that this is fun. This is really, really enjoyable to me. So until tomorrow, when I do some live pouring again, I'm out of here. I may continue to pour for a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to videotape any of it. I'm just gonna pour and have a good afternoon, guys. Remember, God loves you. God bless you, and I'll be back again. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a blessed one. I'm out.